And at this time, will you please help me welcome the class of 2026 valedictorian, Grace Liu.
Thank you, Dr. Durante, for that introduction. Please raise your hand if you know what Bean Boozled jelly beans are. Thank you. For those who don't, it's a game where you have two identical jelly beans, but one could taste like a juicy pear and the other like a booger. You have no idea until you try it. Good evening, families, teachers, Board of Education, administrators, and the Syosset class of 2026. I want to start with a huge thank you to everyone here tonight. We, as a class, are here because of your efforts. Shout out to my mom, dad, and little sister Jessica. I'm really thankful for your love and support. To all of the families here tonight, you are the giants whose shoulders we stand upon. As I reflect on our years at Syosset, I keep coming back to one word: curiosity. So before we look forward to futures awaiting us, I'd like to look back at some fond memories. Now, I've been a foodie all my life, so I thought, what better way to commemorate this moment than by talking about food? Like recently, during a free period, my friends brought in jelly beans. We passed the box around the cafeteria table, taking turns guessing whether we'd get something delicious or something that tastes suspiciously like a cleaning product. And yes, this doesn't sound like the most profound academic experience, but in a way it was curiosity in its purest form. Just a group of us asking, what happens if we try something new? Sometimes the answer is strawberry banana smoothie, other times it's stinky socks. That same curiosity was there during Multicultural Day, but parents, don't worry, the food tasted a lot better than stinky socks. Curiosity was there when we tried foods from different cultures. We pretended like it wasn't our fourth time going back to all the tables. What made that day so meaningful was the chance to taste something unfamiliar and, in the process, become a little more curious about cultures beyond our own. A few weeks ago, we visited our elementary schools during the senior clap-out day. Shout out to Berry Hill, by the way. I received a letter from my fifth grade self at the time that my teacher, Mrs. Kaplan, had kept for 7 years. In the letter, I wrote, "I really want a cat. But besides that, I also wrote, I think the best part of high school will be all of the friends I make, all of the things I learn, and all of the fun I will have." So maybe 11-year-old Grace did have a point there, because she didn't write about what GPA she'd hope for. She wasn't thinking about what colleges she'd apply to. She wanted to discover things. She was fearlessly curious. She would have tried every flavor in the jelly bean box. When we were younger, we had these big, unfiltered dreams. We wanted to be astronauts, world changers, princesses, sometimes all at once. We asked 5,000 questions every minute because we wanted to know why the world worked the way it did and how we might change it someday. And now I wonder, when did we stop dreaming like that? Somewhere between entering freshman fall and now exiting senior spring, we traded wonder and curiosity for metrics and stress. We started measuring ourselves in SAT scores, college results, club leadership positions, and the harrowing thought of getting a job. I'm not saying ambition is bad, but we somehow forgot that our instinct to explore was once something done out of fascination, not just evaluation. We became very good at trying to choose the right jelly bean, the right class, the right activity, the right college, the right future. But a meaningful life isn't built only on avoiding the bad flavors, but by being brave enough to taste them, learn, and keep going. Our instinct to be curious matters now more than ever. We're entering a world where AI answers almost any question typed into it. But what AI will not do is wonder. It won't stay up too late because it was fascinated by something no one assigned it. It won't be curious about the taste of a toothpaste-flavored jelly bean. And it certainly won't walk into its old elementary school and tear up reading a letter from its 5th grade self. Curiosity, and I mean genuine, restless, human curiosity, is what built AI in the first place. It's what built science, art, friendship, community, and so much of what makes life meaningful. Curiosity is one of the few things that is still distinctly ours. In fact, when I think about our graduating class, I see this stadium full of people who became a little too curious in things in the best way possible. We have students who spent months researching questions a lot of us can't even pronounce. We have musicians who spent hours perfecting the same few stanzas. We have students who started clubs, podcasts, fundraisers, all just because they had an idea and thought, why don't I try this? That's the spirit that brought our girls' cross-country team to states this year. That's the spirit that made our girls' tennis team New York State champions. And that's the spirit that brought 19 forensic students to nationals. That's the spirit behind countless artists, volunteers, and everyone else who cared enough to try something difficult. Curiosity has built our history, and the future belongs to people who keep asking great questions. So as we leave here tonight, perhaps some questions we should ask ourselves are, what would you do if everyone led with openness instead of fear? And who would you become if you allowed yourself to wonder again? Some of us know exactly what's next. Others have absolutely no idea. I sure don't. But that's okay, because life will give us all kinds of flavors, some sweet, some bitter. But I hope we never become so afraid of the bad flavors that we stop reaching into the box. In the words of Miss Avalone, don't worry, be brilliant. In the words of Dr. Dwyer, life is nonlinear, so just embrace the moment. And in the words of Mr. Schwen, I hope you all have a highly adequate day. Congratulations again, Syosset Class of 2026. May we stay curious enough to discover the good, brave enough to taste the bad, and open enough to find meaning in every flavor. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Grace. We will now have the presentation of the diplomas.